Lucid Trading, one of the biggest futures prop firm in the world, just launched their daily plan. In this video, I'm going to be going over the daily plan, the rules, the guidelines, the payout caps, the transition to live, and whether this Lucid daily plan is the right fit for you. So if you look at the Lucid website, you can kind of quickly see why they're the most favored prop firm in the world at the moment. They've paid out over $400 million to traders. They've got 350,000 futures traders that trade with Lucid every day. The average payout time is just 15 minutes, and they've got a 4.8 out of 5 Trustpilot reviews, which is a very big deal in my opinion. Okay, so now if we're just looking at the website without actually logging in, you can't actually see the Lucid daily plan. You can only see the Lucid Pro plan, the Lucid Flex plan, and the Lucid Direct plan. Okay, so in order for you to actually see this plan, you do have to be logged into Lucid Trading. We're going to be discussing the 50K plan because we do believe that's the best plan, simply because you only require a 1 to 1.5 risk to reward to get a funded trading account. And as we can see, if we just hover over these buttons, we can see that the drawdown in evaluation, we actually have the option to change it from end of day or intraday. And the daily loss limit as well, we have a chance to enable it or disable it, which is very nice. You're getting the flexibility as a day trader, which I think is important. The consistency seems to stay regardless of which plan you have. So there is a 50% consistency on the evaluation phase. And one thing to note is the intraday trailing, meaning your drawdown follows you as you're in profit, okay? Not when you close the trade and not when you close the day. As you're in profit, it follows you. So this is a little bit tricky to maneuver around. We do have a free course on our website that shows you how to maneuver around these type of evaluations. And now in terms of the pricing, if you use intraday, you are saving around $20. But if you're not an advanced futures prop firm trader like we are, I don't recommend you use the intraday because it is a little bit tricky to work around, right? And now here's the thing, with the funded rules, the drawdown type is intraday without a choice. Your daily loss limit is 1.2K and your maximum loss limit is 2,000. And it's nice because there's no consistency, okay? But intraday drawdown is a little bit hard to get over. So we do recommend you kind of build a buffer first. You trade slowly until you build a buffer, and then from there you can kind of scale. The interesting thing is actually the rules that you see when it comes to payouts and when it comes to transitioning to live, okay? They do have very nice rules when it comes to max payout, profit split, and also the transition to live is very, very forgiving, not like other prop firms. So we're going to discuss that now, guys. You actually get a profit split of 90%, which is very good. The thing is, you do have to build a buffer before you can request a payout. So the Lucid Flex, you actually don't have to build a buffer, meaning if you make $1,000, as long as you met the requirement, you can request a payout. So the Lucid Flex is obviously very good for beginner traders who are just trying to get their first payout and trying to get a feel to the future space, okay? Whereas the Lucid Daily, it does kind of come across as more of an advanced plan for more advanced traders that are trying to maximize their profits, okay? So on a 50K account, to request a payout, you have to build a buffer of 52,100, and anything above that buffer, you can start requesting. If you took a payout, you do have to make profit on the next payout before you can get the second payout. As we can see on the $50,000 account, your maximum daily profit is 8,000. And the nice thing about this is the minimum payout is 500, but the payout maximum is any amount above the sim buffer that you have to build, okay? That's very, very interesting, okay? One thing you want to keep in mind is if you do meet or exceed the daily amount, you automatically move to live, okay? So if you do make more than 8,000 per day, but as I mentioned, their live structure is actually a lot more rewarding than other plans, okay? Okay, now looking at the live, if you earn a maximum daily profit for their account size, which is 8,000 for a 50K, as we mentioned, after you're being paid a significant amount, or if you perform very well in the sim funded, okay? And so the buffer balance that you're forced to build during the funded stage, you actually don't get to take that out. You do have to use that as your drawdown in the live account. And any sim profits above the buffer will be paid out to the traders. So this is a lot different to other plans with Lucid and other prop firms like Apex, TopStep. A lot of the time they only give you a little bit and then everything's forfeited. So this is very important if you don't want your profits forfeited. It's important to understand that the cap is the same regardless of account size. So you can only make 15K once you're transitioning to live. Even if you have a 150K account or a 50K account, the maximum you can withdraw is 15K. And any excess profit will not be withdrawn, okay? And another interesting thing about this is when a futures trader is moved live, trader receives 1 live account per eligible funded account. This is very interesting because, for example, Apex trader funding only gives you one account, even if you have 20 funded accounts, right? So that kind of takes away from the whole point of having a lot of accounts. Whereas with Lucid trading, you actually do get to keep more than one account if you have more than one accounts that are eligible, okay? And yeah, as I mentioned, the starting live drawdown is 2,000. And that's really all you have to worry about, because there's no consistency in the live accounts. And they use an end of day drawdown to calculate the max loss limit. So that's very sweet. And there's no live bonus. That's because you're getting your excess money as a payout anyways. And that's really all you have to be worried about. And as I mentioned, all eligible funded accounts do get transitioned to live. So that is very, very, very interesting, because you can build a nice account stack on the live funded program, okay? Whether you're a beginner trader or an advanced trader, we created a prop firm guide that explains all the prop firm rules, how to navigate prop firms in the correct manner in order to achieve payouts the same way that we do. And also, we've also made a completely free day trading course. This is a more technical course for day traders who are looking to get started and are not sure how to get started. So if you want any of that, the link is in the description. Everything is free, guys.